Hey guys, I'm back. I'm just gonna do like a full glam kind of thing today, or at least my version of it. Notice my skin's a little more red, but you know what? I'm just gonna live with that. It does it. I hate sensitive skin. It makes it so fun to try new things. Like I tried this exfoliating cleanser. I didn't react to it, at least, thankfully. It's kind of interesting trying new things with that. But I did it last night. Could be part of the reason my skin's red today, which, it's not too red, not burning. I also just put on lotion, and even just the action of me gently rubbing in lotion does that, so it's gonna live with it today. But yeah, I'm gonna do my version of a full glam makeup. So, get started with my primer. Alright. Now, one thing I'm getting excited for is I have a spa day coming up soon. Basically, I'm out on work because I'm injured, and I haven't been taking super good care of myself because my injury was worse back in like the earlier parts of the year and later last year. So I figure that'll be a nice way to reset everything because my knees are still kind of messed up. My left elbow is. I can't even straighten it all the way. It makes it fun to put on makeup. That's where I feel like I need more. There we go. So yeah, that'll be fun. I'm going to one of those head spas and see how that goes because my left side, I have a really hard time cleaning my scalp, mostly. So we'll see how that goes, and hopefully I'm not allergic to anything there. But the one I found, they said they use a lot of natural ingredients, so that should eliminate that, hopefully. Also, I watched the videos and it looks amazing. So I think it's, what was it called? Venus Spa. So that'll be a lot of fun to try soon as soon as my tax returns come in. But yeah, I'm just feeling like a full glam kind of look today. So we'll see how that turns out. Usually it turns out all right. Just make sure my primer's all smoothed in. I got that on. I'm grabbing my foundation. Let me get that on. What I really need to do is get like some sunscreen kind of lotion for my face. I have something that will do it, but I put it on and it feels so heavy and thick, it actually makes me start sweating really bad. So it's not a reaction to it really, or at least not a normal allergic one. And it's only on my face. I can wear it anywhere else on my body and it's fine. But I'm gonna have to figure out a good one because I like this one. It's an SPF 30, but I put it on my face and it feels too heavy even without makeup. So I'm like, well, not using that. I'm just getting my foundation on my sponge here. There we go. And just get that put on. There we go. And again, all my makeup products are pretty much the same as in my previous videos. I saved up money for the spa. I don't have a whole lot of money to be spending on new makeup. So, unless it's something I tried and I know I like right now. Because my doctor's office had a hard time turning in my paperwork on time, so that was fun. I didn't get paid for like the whole last month. So that made it interesting. There we go. But I figure after everything, I kind of need that spa day because besides doing scalp care, they do like a facial, they do like hand and arm and shoulder massages and neck massages, and it's still not very expensive. I think it said it was only like $130 versus some of the other spas I saw that, granted, they did more, but I was like, I don't really need all of what they're doing, so just get this on. There we go. But I just figure I kind of need to treat myself because Obviously, if I'm this injured, I wasn't taking care of my body properly. I was doing a very hard manual labor job that was super hard on my joints. So now I gotta, as soon as I'm done with physical therapy, find something that's less labor intensive, hopefully. Because all my previous jobs in the past haven't helped either. So, because I used to be a mechanic and that didn't help, that screwed up my hands. I steam carpets now, and hauling all that equipment in and out of houses. It's 80 pounds of equipment roughly that I haul around for the company I work for, and I'm usually by myself. So, yeah. It's just staffing. They didn't have enough people to pair someone with me. So, it's just gonna happen. Yeah. I'm gonna be using my vintage Jean Baby palette, and there we go. And let me grab my brushes over here, because okay, good, that landed correctly in the sink. It just slid into my sink. So the way I'm doing this is gonna be different. There we go. Need that one and this one for what I'm doing, because it's going to be like a very cool toned, kind of almost wintry vibe that I'm going to be giving off with this one. There we go. Hopefully that stays. We'll see. I just grabbed my brushes. I only need like 2 of them for this, honestly. And I'm going to start with this lighter blue here. And I'm going to get that on my brush. But yeah, I'm just really excited for that spa. I've never been to one, so it'll also be interesting with sensitive skin, because yeah, start doing it out here and tap it in. And I like how pigmented this stuff is. Like they aren't kidding when it shows that blue. And just tap it all in, and then I'll blend it a little. I might grab another brush for doing that. But yeah. So that'll be very interesting for me to try, because again, sensitive skin, so there we go. And I'm going to put a little under my eyes too. Just because I like to extend my eyelids to under. There we go. Just brush it around a little and swirl it in whatever works. If it starts to look a little patchy in a spot, just go back in with some more color. But yeah, so far, I think I got what I'm going for, kind of. We'll see. It may darken up a tiny bit with the glitter I'm going to put on top of this, but I'm just using this as a base right now. So, I'll do the other side real quick. Start over here and just tap it in. And sometimes what I like to do, like I just did, is outline where it's going to go and then fill in. And if I go a little outside the outline, oh well. Because I'll just make it work. But yeah. So far, that's, looking pretty good. Gonna look down a little bit. I'm doing under eye. There we go. Oh, I forgot to prime with concealer, but oh well. I forgot today. Although I'll still put a little bit around in some places. But yeah, normally I'll try to do that with concealer, but sometimes, just sometimes. Alright, now that I got the blue there, I'm gonna actually forgot to do my waterline first because I normally try to do that first when I'm gonna be using my white one especially. I need to get one of those pencil sharpeners for this. It's like this goes on easily, it just needs sharpened because it's very, you know. There we go. Got a little bit on the inner lash line. So there's that. And then I'm grabbing my other brush and then I'm gonna go in with the white actually, and I'll make that work on there. The white. And just start tamping that in just a bit, and obviously we will build up this white, but honestly it's a good start where it's at. Get some more white on here. And one thing I'll also probably do is blend this a little bit using this white once I get more on here and on both eyes, at least the way I want it. So I think it's looking pretty good. There we go. Get that. And I know I don't dress fancy, but you know what? I'm not too into clothes. I'm more into makeup, so it's what works for you with that. Like some people like to really dress up when they do full glam makeup, and I don't. I also don't own anything fancy enough to really do that. See, this blended a little. Although if I do this as well. I just like to have that line a little bit blurred. And sometimes it likes to, sometimes it doesn't. It's a little easier when I normally have some concealer on, but I totally forgot the concealer, so. I think it's starting to look a little bit better on the blending out. I think I need to put a touch blue back over here. Otherwise. And then blend it the other way. Because the problem is on the one side I'm pulling the blue towards the white. On that side I was pulling the blue away. So there we go. I think that's better. Okay, and then I'm going to honestly use the same brushes to apply the glitters I have in here. I'm going to use this white glitter and this blue one down here. So let's put that white glitter everywhere. Just add a nice sparkle to it. And like I've said before, can't have too much glitter. Because that's what my brush looks like with all the glitter on it. I mean, Then I just stamp it on there. Do it again on the other side. And one thing I might do once I'm done anyways is grab a clean brush and just try to blend out under my eyes a little bit, into my cheeks a little better maybe. I'm gonna grab my blue one for my blue sparkles. Again, I'm just using this one here. It's kind of hard to tell on there, but that is kind of like a blue color. I'm just kind of stamping it on. I think it did darken it a bit, but not too much. So, yeah. There we go. Just put it under the eye a little. Or actually, I'll just take my finger and do this part. Or another thing I'll usually grab sometimes is my beauty blender and do it, but I think it looks pretty good. Plus, if there's any fallout that's down where I don't want it, it kind of clears it up a little. There we go. Alrighty, now contour. Where's my contour stick? There it is. Alright, and I just use this NYX one. I don't really use the highlighter side that comes with it. It just comes out looking weird on my skin. I don't know why. And normally I have a thing I do for my cheek contour, but with the way my arm is, I can't quite do it, but I normally put it on the side of my finger, line it up and stamp it on. So, but I can't do it with my left hand. It doesn't let me right now. Actually, I need to do my eyebrows and eyelashes first before I do all that. Let's see, where's my, I got my brow tint. And let's put some of that on. And like I said, I hold the brush sideways to do this because otherwise it's like it puts too much on and I don't feel like I can control it super well. So, and I mean, whatever works for you guys. Like, I know there's tinted brow gels as well, which I need to try one of them because sometimes my eyebrows just kind of do their own thing. So, there we go. And one thing that salon says it does also is waxing, and that's one thing that definitely needs waxed is my eyebrows. Like, see, this is just the way I just gently brush over it and blend it out a little with my thumbs if needed. And it's just a nice gentle tint. It's not too much. I'm gonna grab my mascara as well. There we go. And then do my first coating of lashes. And like I said, I don't use the false eyelashes. Like if some people do, that's cool. It's just not my thing. Me and them never got along. I've tried so many times with those. They are just not my thing. Just trying to get a good coating of this one here. There we go. All right. There. Put another dip on here. There we go. There we go. And then I'll usually dip it back in. Well, I probably just need new. It's been a while. And I usually just start wiggling the brush back and forth. And I find it makes them more volumized and look longer. Because this is the Healthy Lengths Neutrogena. And if I don't do this, they show up more because they're long, they look longer, they're obviously colored. Because otherwise my eyelashes are so blonde. Especially the bottom ones, yeah. But if I wiggle them, it's like it applies it better or something, and just makes it look nicer. But I find 2 coats makes it look pretty good. Here we go. And just get another dip for the other eye. And do the same wiggling motion. I learned this when I actually read the directions for my mascara. So, I never knew this little trick until then. And it works, so I'm happy with it. Got a little on my eyes there, or on my nose. There we go. There we go. Alright. I'd say that looks pretty good with my eyebrows and my eyelashes done. So I will do my contouring now, which I honestly learned most of my contouring from like one of those filters on TikTok. You know, just did that to play around with where things should go according to them. That way I could figure it out better on myself. But yeah. Like sometimes I'll do a line, sometimes I do the dots. Just depends on what I'm doing. Contour the nose a little bit. And I just do whatever lines fit my face, honestly. Although I never get the one on my forehead straight, but I usually blend it out enough it doesn't matter. And then I try to go from like where the top of my ear is, kind of close anyways to it, to where it's going to point at my mouth. And then I'll try to do the same on the other side. And sometimes that doesn't look too bad actually. And then I'll do actually under my jawline. There we go. And because that's another thing I saw online, if you have a kind of a double chin like I do, if you put the shadow under here, it looks way better. Or at least it did on them online. So I grabbed my concealer, which I love using as highlighter, honestly. Put it in the spots that need it. Okay. I'm gonna put some here as well. And then I'll put a little bit on my chin. Alright, and I'll grab my blush. This is my NYX Wonder Stick blush, and I want to use the baby pink side today. It's a little bit more dark than the other one, and yeah. And I'll just kind of dab it on where I want it. Sometimes it comes out as dots, sometimes that. Honestly, I'm going to blend it out, so it doesn't matter. And sometimes I do this under my foundation, sometimes it's on top like I'm doing now. Honestly, it's whatever fits you. Because, yeah. One thing I've learned with makeup, there's really no rules to it. Just do what works. So, I'm going to try to blend this out. I may grab a brush to do this part, honestly. I have a good brush for doing that. Where is it? Right here. I got my Eco Tools Airbrush Complexion Brush. It's pretty good about blending out contour pretty well. And it doesn't take my foundation with it, I've found normally. There we go. It does like to pull my hair with it though. And I kind of do like a bit of a swirling kind of motion. So that way I can blend it out pretty well. Brush it back. That way it doesn't look like a line in front of my hairline. There we go. And blend out my highlighter up here. See, I think it looks pretty good. I'll blend out the nose a little bit now. There we go. And I find that if I really want to make it darker, I can always just apply more. So there we go. Just blend all that out. I might put a bit more. I'll at least wait till I'm done and see if I put more on or not. We'll see. Blush, I normally, unlike on the other side, try to brush it backwards a little, but sometimes it doesn't come off that way, so. There we go. And blend in down here a little bit. Oh, more than a little bit. Go. And that's honestly a little lighter than I normally do my contour, but not too much on my face anyways. So just where I think it personally needs a little darker. I think under the chin's good, so I'm not gonna mess with that. I might put a tiny bit more highlighter on once I get this blended out though. Here we go. That's the lovely thing about makeup not really having rules though, is you can just kind of do what you want and just have fun. That's the whole thing for me, is that makeup's fun. One thing I told my husband, whenever we have kids, boy, girl, if they want to wear makeup, that's fine. They will just be taught it is for fun though, not, you know, you need it. I went to school with too many girls where they thought they needed makeup for some reason, even though they were really pretty. And I'm like, why do you think you need it? Also, you were in, what grade were we in? It was like elementary school. And these elementary school girls, when I was growing up, were thinking they needed makeup for some reason. And it wasn't because it was fun to them. They just genuinely thought they weren't pretty without it. And I was like, who told you that? Because, A, you are a kid. And I do understand playing with mom's makeup at that age. I did. But B, like, that's just not cool. And I told my husband to be prepared for, like, them practicing on him as well, because I jokingly tried to put some on him one day. He was not super thrilled. But it was funny. He realized it was a joke after, and that I wasn't gonna actually do it. But yeah. Alright, there we go. I actually think I put a bit too much on the forehead. And what I'll do with that is just grab my sponge, blot it just a bit. There we go. Okay. There's that so far. So, yeah. I might just touch the blush a little bit. I do like my blush and all, but sometimes it just needs a little touch with this as well. There we go. And which color am I gonna use? I think I'm gonna use this one called Peaches. I just really like this one. I don't know. And I also like that this wears away into a stain, so it's not just lipstick. I also love that it's like hyper pigmented, like I wiped it away on my finger. So here we go. But one thing I will do is grab my clear lip gloss and I'll rub some on my finger and put some on there because I don't want to stain my applicator. And I also don't know where my colorful one is right now. I put it somewhere. I'll put some on my finger just to add a little gloss to it. And that way, finger gets a little colorful, this stays clear. So, there we go. And there's that there. And I'm gonna grab my setting spray. So, put that on. As soon as I get it open, there we go. My hands are a little sore from crutches because going around with those is interesting. But yeah, I'm just gonna set this. And yeah, this is honestly a look I do to go like grocery shopping, like I'm going to here in a bit. So, let's see if I can fix that back there actually. I think that looks better. There we go. There's setting spray. I have a setting powder. I find the spray works better for me. The powder, if I'm not super careful, looks cakey, no matter how much or how little I put on. So just grab my fan here, get that set, and then yeah, gonna be ready to go shopping. Thought about a little bit of actual eyeliner, but I'm like, not today. I'm not feeling it. I'm really not. So, got my nose a little bit. This dried. I just like that this finishing spray gives me a bit of a like kind of dewy look, but not too bad. I've also heard with skin textured like mine, I shouldn't be doing a dewy look, but you know what? I like it. It's what matters to me is what I like, not what somebody else says online. So, also hopefully at the spa, they say they do all kinds of facials when they're getting your scalp done. So that might get rid of some of the texture. Plus I just bought an exfoliating cleanser. So that should help. There we go though. Yeah, but that is my full glam look. I don't usually like to go darker than that with the contour because otherwise I find it looks strange on me. So, yeah. And another thing I'm trying to do is get rid of blackheads, and I got these things and they're helping. So, because those are always around my nose, because sometimes I do like very light makeup, like I might do a bit of concealer or something with my eyes, but usually not this much if I do that. You know, sometimes it's just honestly concealer and some mascara and calling it a day, depending on how my skin's also looking, because sometimes I have to still do foundation with that a bit because it's very uneven sometimes, and yeah, it's an uphill battle. But yeah, so what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and also let me know in the comments like if there's anything you think I should try, you know, like any makeup trends or whatever. It's so hard to keep up on those nowadays. But yeah, so I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.